Hi, welcome back to In the Bank podcast with Jacob Wilbanks and my beautiful co-host Keegan Jackson. Baby, how we doing today?
Uh, Getting out of a sickness right now, just
Yep,
coming out of it.
yep,
It was really hard on Wednesday.
yep.
Ran a fever,
Thank you for at least coming on to be able to get on the podcast, get this
yeah,
episode 5 going.
I've worked so hard, so hard.
And speaking of which, we haven't been. It's been a little bit, but honestly, it's been kind of good since we've been that little stretch. It's been moving, as you can see in this back room. I'm not in my room and stuff, but also a lot of news kind of flowed in and fed in between those couple of weeks, and I think that's kind of perfect, honestly. Speaking of which, we have news on about the Colts and their starting quarterback. And it is official that Daniel Jones will be taking care of the starting quarterback position from here on out for the
Pain,
Colts.
pain. I don't.
I wouldn't say pain, but I would say it is pain for what it means for Anthony Richardson. I think it just sucks a little bit, but I
Two
think
and
Daniel
15.
Jones has a great arm, but I don't know. It's just this is his first time really having like a good team, but like we're gonna see. Besides Saquon is a great running back, but the Giants have never that hasn't like no good
The
O
only time they
line.
went to the playoffs is because of Saquon,
Yeah,
not because of Daniel Jones. Don't give me
yeah.
that. AR will start by week 5.
I don't know, man. I just really hope. I don't know. So, what do you think the front? What does this mean for how the front office views Anthony
I mean,
Richardson?
they have came out, and said, we're not done with him.
But
It's not over. We're not
yes,
trading him.
yes, you are right. But Shane Steichen has said that he put freaking the he stepped on that as quick as possible. Was that he's going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season? Like, there's
I
no
don't. I know. No,
there.
you can't say that. You
He
literally can't
did.
say
Well,
that.
you can't say that injury wise. I agree, but like,
If he plays
but
terrible,
what
if
he's saying, Keegan. But what he's saying, Keegan, is that he is not going. There's no 50-50.
if
It's
he plays
Daniel for the
terrible,
rest of the season,
if he
unless he gets
plays
injured.
terrible, if he plays terrible, the Colts fan will have
Oh yeah.
Daniel Jones, Shane Steichen, whoever they want. Head, dude. I remember going to a Colts game, and this is the year of Matt Ryan, and people just screaming. Frank Wright, I want your knee. I did. One guy wants his kneecaps.
Yeah.
Okay, there was head. There was some guy wanted, some other stuff that I can't say
Mhm.
online. I get in trouble
But
and just like other stuff. I'm like, man, dude, this is we're at the Indianapolis Stadium. How is this allowed? But it was awful, dude. And I think people are gonna say that about Shane about Steichen.
well, I think they already kind of have already with Steichen with how he's handled. It's more so how Ballard and Steichen have handled the whole quarterback situation with Richardson. It's been awful, honestly. I mean, they
The QB coach, get him out of there. Get him out of there. Comes out online, in an interview and says, I did all I could. I did all I could. Like a jack, you know what I'm about to say.
but
I
like
hate
it
him.
just
Get him out too. I'm done. I'm done. Get Shane
but
out.
well,
Get
the
Shane
thing is
out by
though,
doing
the thing
this.
is though, Keith, that's what I'm saying. What does it mean for the front office? Like there is definitely behind the scenes stuff that we clearly don't know what's going
I
on.
think, I think it
There's
is. They're
well, one of my one.
scared.
Well,
They're
hold on, Keeg.
scared.
Well, hold on,
They
hold
are
on, Keeg.
scared.
Hold on. I truthfully believe that I don't, and one of my friends, Jake, and then Steven, one of my friends, Steven, brought up was just talking about speculation of possible injury. And that I don't believe that is true at all either. But at the same time, there's
Is the
something
door. Whoever believes in that,
there's some,
there's the
but
door to
Keegan,
leave.
there is something that we have to be as a Colts fan, and even me as a person with this jersey over here, dude. Like there is something that we don't know that is going on behind the scenes, and
They're
it's definitely
scared.
it's a consistency thing. But
They're
I believe it
scared.
is scared, like for their jobs. Yes.
Yeah, you say this is a quarterback. He needs time. Everybody be patient. Everybody be patient.
Mhm.
He's shown more. And then you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're gonna give this guy that just came in, he does all the class work better. Does all the class
Yeah.
work
Oh,
better.
like the little things.
The
Yes.
little things. Come on. And give the guy
Yeah.
this guy, it's like coming up, you're like, all right, am I gonna pick the house that I need to rebuild, a little bit, put
Mhm.
some money worth, and they could be,
Yeah.
could be more money, it could be more money one of these days, or
Yeah.
am I gonna put you know, my money in this house that doesn't really need any work? It looks decent, it'll get me through for the next 10 years without me doing a whole lot. Or do I put my money in something that I know I can, do stuff
But
with?
it's more so, it's not even that. It's
He's
more,
23. He's
well,
23.
it's
You
money that
cannot sit there
you
and
just,
give me
but
anything
say
that why
what?
Daniel Jones should start. Don't give me anything why Daniel Jones should start. It should be AR.
Well,
He should be starting. All right.
let,
Listen,
Keegan,
listen, you got me?
I,
AR should be starting. I'm about to cut a
I
promo
believe
on
that
you.
too,
I'm
dude.
about to cut a promo on you like it's
Dude, you really,
wrestling.
it's like you think I'm attacking or something when I've got this jersey behind me,
I'm not
bro.
talking to you. I'm talking to the fans
Okay,
out there,
but
the
you need to.
Indianapolis Colts
Well,
fans.
yes, but the thing is, everybody knows that it's a beating a dead horse, and I understand, I agree.
I'll
But the
beat the
thing
dead
is,
horse up and down the sidewalk. I do not care.
but yes, what you just said is correct. But I also believe that there's no, dude, there's stuff going on beyond the scenes. Clearly, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
There's stuff to be figured out, but at the same time, I agree that we shouldn't just bench him when really this next year he's eligible for that contract, and we're not going to get right now. He is not getting that contract, dude. And I think this is the year that he has. It's a make or break it, and they're just going to basically. I think it
Break it
is
for him.
coward. I think
They're
it
gonna
is.
break it for him.
I think it is cowardice that they kind of screwing them over when they're like, we're not going to let you start and that sort of factor. But at the same time, there was reasons why we signed Daniel Jones, and there's reasons why we signed like in the off season. That's truthful. I mean that's the truth, dude. There was a reason
Listen,
why. This is a long time thing. I think this has been probably honestly this whole choice was made. This whole choice was made
because
in the
they're
off season.
scared. They're scared.
You're right.
That's why. AR should be started. He's younger. He's 23. He's younger than Bo Nix. Yeah, granted, he's only played 15 games. AR starting by week 5. Okay. Is he going to lead us to the playoffs? No. It's going to be better football than watching Daniel Jones run, throw 7 checkdowns for a field goal. You know, this is why we're not re-signing
Okay, so
Alex
that's going to bring
Pierce.
me into the
Oh,
next
this is why we're not
question.
re-signing Alex Pierce
So
because
this is
Daniel
going
Jones
into the
can't throw the
next
deep. He
question.
can't throw the deep ball.
So this is going into the next. Are you saying the guy who he has an arm, dude? Let's not get that
But
twisted.
it's like Peter in the wind sometimes. He's gonna throw 7 checkdowns. He
Let's not
doesn't
get it
throw it
twisted.
deep. He doesn't throw
But
it deep anymore.
okay, so are you just going to, the thing is about this, are
I'm
you
gonna
just
get
going to,
mad.
I know you're going to get mad. So are you just going, but the thing is, you're going to have to watch this football for 18 weeks. So are you going to either give in to, I mean, as much as I
I'm not
want
gonna give in
Richardson
to
to
Daniel
start,
Jones.
Daniel Jones is our starting quarterback. And the thing is, number two, what brings me to this next question, does Daniel Jones have what it takes to lead a team to the playoffs?
Okay,
Surrounded by our team. So don't be
no,
thinking Daniel
no,
Jones in your head.
no. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say he's gonna
With
play
Jonathan
terrible.
Taylor, Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, Donde Mitchell, our offensive line, uh, our defense with all of our pickups and everything, dude. So you're saying that team can't get to the playoffs
Look at the
in
2000.
our division?
Look at when Peyton Manning went down. Joseph Adai, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, a good, solid offensive line, a good defense. What did we do that year? 2-14. So I'm going to
Mm.
say a mediocre quarterback, Daniel Jones. We're not a playoff team.
I wouldn't say he is not okay.
He's mediocre.
He's a starting
He's
quarterback, but
mediocre.
there's a okay. So what's the difference between a starting quarterback and a mediocre quarterback in this league?
He's a mediocre quarterback.
So what
He
I just okay,
he
but
is
that's not my question.
22,
What did I just
44,
ask
and
you? What did
1.
I just ask you, Keegan? What's the difference between a starting quarterback and a mediocre quarterback in this league?
A starting quarterback
And a
a
mediocre.
starting
What's the
quarterback
difference
and a
between a
and
starting
the
quarterback and a
difference.
mediocre quarterback in this league? Do you consider Sam
Well,
Darnold mediocre?
no, I think he's a start.
Oh,
Listen, you asking me
okay.
a very difficult question because you're not asking me what's the difference between a good starter and what's a. You're just asking what's a starting quarterback.
Exactly. So what's the what is a good
He's
start?
a mediocre starting
King.
quarterback. He's a mediocre starting quarterback. There's good starting quarterbacks. There's great. There's bad. There's mediocre. You just can't be like, hey, what's a starting quarterback? Then what's a mediocre starting quarterback?
Because what? Because a starting
It's
quarterback
like me telling
shouldn't
you.
is
It's like
not
me.
mediocre. Because a starting quarterback is there's a reason he's starting.
There's bad starting quarterbacks too, and there's a reason why they're starting
Yeah,
because the
but
person
guess
behind
what?
them sucks.
Then why do you think Richardson's not starting? There's a reason to it.
Because he doesn't do the small work in the classroom. He doesn't. He's not as good as Daniel Jones is in the classroom. I think they're scared. I think they're like, you know what? You know what? We're down with Anthony Richardson. I
Okay,
think Shane
in theory,
Steichen's
if
scared.
you have to watch this season,
I'm
and
not
does
watching it.
Daniel Jones have what it takes to lead a playoff team?
No,
What? Okay, then what?
eight
Okay,
and
then
nine.
give me legit reasons besides saying mediocre. He's a mediocre quarterback with no arm because he has an arm because that's untrue. Don't say that he doesn't.
I mean, look
How
at the
does he
past.
lead? How does he
He's
lead the team?
22. He's 22, 44, and 1. You know, the only reason why they made it to the playoffs was, you know, let me tell his name. You know, he had 2,000 yards last year. Come on, tell me his name. Come on, we all want to know his name.
Saquon Barkley. I get
Yes,
that, but
yes.
it was him and okay, but it was him and Saquon Barkley on that team basically. Who else? Darius Slayton.
Yeah, I don't think he has a chance to run this offense. I don't. I think he's mediocre. I think he's not. I think AR has a better chance. AR is exciting. You know what? You know what? And
AR
you know
is
what I've
exciting. That's
seen?
not the question.
You know what I've seen is he's just gonna throw checkdowns.
Exciting doesn't get you okay, but but
He's
Anthony Richardson can't even throw a check down.
I rather have we're not gonna win the Super Bowl this year. We're not. We're totally not. I rather
What
have
makes you think we can't make I'm not saying we can't go to the Super Bowl, but what makes you think we can't go to the playoffs?
I mean injuries, first of all. Injuries always kills us. Always, always, always.
Injuries
We're not
always
gonna
are a risk for every team. Detroit had so many injuries and they still went deep in I mean, decently deep in the playoffs.
yeah, but we ain't like the we ain't, bro.
But the thing is, you can't. Why are we just all of a sudden like they're just not going to do nothing?
Dude, I didn't think they were just a
Because
bottom
Daniel
tier playoff
Jones is now
team.
our starting quarterback. We're doing nothing.
We were a bottom team playoff team. We were the seventh seed playoff team with AR, I thought. Now I think we're 8 and 9.
We were
And that's
going.
the difference
It's
between
either we're
nine
going to
and
be 8-9 with Daniel Jones or 8-9 with Anthony Richardson.
I
And
thought we
I
were gonna be
agree.
eight and
You would
nine with
rather
Daniel Jones, and
what you're saying is you
I
would
thought we
rather
were gonna
be.
be 10
But
and
what
7.
you're saying is you would rather be 8-9 with Anthony Richardson and not rather be 8-9 with Daniel Jones. I get it. It's more entertaining, but that doesn't mean that makes for a good football team. And honestly, I have a little bit
We're
of
gonna
faith
suck
in
this year,
Daniel
bro.
Jones. I'm not going to say he's going to be the next best thing, but he at the very least is going to at least give us some wins. I do believe that. I think he has a great arm. I think his speed is actually not too bad. I think it could be a lot better, but it's not the worst. But I'm
You
not
see,
going to sit here and tear down my starting quarterback for the
I
Colts,
will.
dude. I will not
I
do
will.
that.
I will.
I mean, I will do it occasionally, but I will not do it until I see at least 2 to 3 weeks of him playing.
I will. I'm not going
I'm
off the
not going to sit on my high mighty horse
Oh, I am. I'm
and
up there. I'm up there.
do that. I'm not going to do that.
I'm up there. Well, I am. You know why? Because I've seen it so many times in this league. Well, they're like, we get a young guy. It's gonna give him a few years. Give him a few years. Then it's year 3, and they're like, all right, sorry, man, you're not cut it. And then he goes out and plays somewhere else better.
Not
I,
necessarily.
I'm not gonna sit here. I don't want to sit here and watch 17 checkdowns and us just kick a field goal.
But
You know,
that's but that's
the
but you
offense is
keep
not going
on
to be excited. We're
you
not going to
keep on
win.
projecting that onto Daniel Jones. I know you've seen that in New York, but did you not just see that with Matt Ryan? Did you not just see that with Anthony Richardson? He couldn't even make the check down throws, man. I mean, that's like you
I
would
mean, we
rather
had
see him
explosive
toss it
plays. We
downfield
had
80
explosive
yards.
plays.
You're just wanting
You give a
highlights. You want to see some House of Highlights stuff, bro.
you want you. I
You
rather
would rather
give.
have House of Highlights
I rather
stuff.
give the guy that's played 15 games over a guy that's been 22, 44, and 1 and's been set multiple times. I'd rather give it to somebody that's young than somebody that's proven that they can't do it. That's the bottom line.
They both have proven that they can't do it. I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, do you think Anthony Richardson has proved that he can do it?
I don't think Daniel Jones can, but Anthony Richardson is younger. Give the younger man a
And
chance.
Daniel Jones has proven that he can make check down throws. And you know what? Well, that's what we need, bro.
22 and 44, 22 and 44 and 1, 22, 44 and 1. It's been set multiple times. I'm kind of done with this argument. I think we're both mad at each other. I think we should have went with AR, Daniel Jones. He's not going to play all year. And if he
Dude,
does,
you think I
everybody's
wanted
out.
you?
You
But
you rebuild
but
after
your
this
issue
year.
is Keegan. You think that I wanted Daniel Jones, and that's the issue, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I am just going to say that I'm going to support my quarterback. I mean,
I'm
it
not.
sucks.
I'm going to trash him because I hate what they did with it. I hate what they've done.
You can be agree. I agree with that, but the thing is, this is our quarterback.
Listen, after being 22 years of being a Colts fan, it sucks. It sucks a
Dude,
lot.
there's been
You know,
older
my
Colts fans
family,
than you.
my family, I've realized, and that my dad and my older brother have shown me multiple years. People, Colts fans at home,
Hmm.
lose your hope.
Oh my God, dude.
You know
This
why? Do
guy
you
is the
know
most
why? No,
half
no, no.
empty
Shh.
type person in the world. Don't listen to this guy. He is the
Shh.
most half empty glass freaking guy ever. No, we're done with the
No, 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 no,
conversation.
no, no,
I'm done
no.
with it. No, we're
We,
done.
since Luck had to
He's
retire,
losing his mind right now.
since Luck had to retire, we've been dog water. And sorry, I was checking to see if I was getting food. Since Luck's retired, we
Oh
have
my
yet to win
gosh.
anything. We've been cursed with luck because we made Luck retire because we couldn't build him an offensive line for years. So now we're cursed. Hey, Detroit was cursed. Detroit was cursed for multiple years.
This guy is cynical as hell. There's nothing else to say to this guy. I don't even want to talk about offense anymore. You've killed my vibe about the whole offense. I can't even deal with you.
AR's gonna start week 5, baby.
Instead of having, now we're going to try to be not like a lunchroom conversation and try to be a professional podcast. Okay. New defensive pickups: cornerback Xavier Howard and cornerback Mekhi Blackman from the Vikings for a sixth round pick. How do you feel about that and our defensive
Um,
scheme? How do you feel about them picking up them in our defensive scheme? And are they even prominent or are they
I
washed?
think Howard would start. He's gonna start.
Yep.
You know, he won't be the same Pro Bowler as
Yeah.
last year, but he's gonna give what we need. The other guy, I mean, he had an ACL tear, so we really don't know. We haven't seen a lot of him. I
Yeah.
think he'll be solid. You know, he'll be come in when people need rest. Um,
Yeah.
was very surprised that Juju Brents got released. I could see
Yeah.
that there was a lot of injuries, you know, through the
I
years,
think
but
that was the main thing.
He was also getting cooked in practice like it was no other. So I mean,
Yeah.
and then they also did try to find, a trade. I was also surprised that Sam Womack was released as well. You know, he had a great season last year that we picked up
Yeah.
off of the practice squad. You
Yeah.
know, I was surprised. You know, he's playing like third string snaps. So usually
Yeah.
if a guy that was like pretty good last year and he starts playing like towards the end of second team to third team snaps, he's kind of on the chopping block, you know.
Yeah.
Then the injury to Wally, our second round pick, you know, that
That
sucked.
hurt.
That
Well,
hurts.
speaking of like just speaking of another thing about what you're talking about right now, the 53-man roster was announced for the Colts. So what he's talking about and what everybody getting released, that is basically what he's talking about because they just now released that. Uh, yeah, he was released. Who else was released? Ebicom wasn't Ebicom released as well?
No, Samsung Avocado was not released.
Oh my bad.
Hold on. Nope, Samsung Avocado. The people that I think that are really surprising that was released, Tim Smith, our sixth
Mhm.
round draft pick right after Leonard. He was released, but he was also signed back onto the practice
Yep.
squad, so we do have him. Wesley
Jelani
French.
Woods. Jelani
Wesley
Woods.
French was released. That
Mhm.
was the backup center we had for a few years. He did get hurt last year.
Yeah.
Jelani Woods, we all figured he was going to get released.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what also hurt us, I think, was Hunter Wooler. That safety,
Mm-hmm.
he played really good against the Ravens. He went
Yeah.
down with an injury the second preseason game.
Jalen Jones,
Um,
didn't he go down with an injury?
Jalen Jones went down. He's been out for the past few weeks. He did come practice on this
Yeah.
past week. Jalen Charles, the linebacker that's played last year, that got pretty big. You know, there's
Yeah.
pictures of him that are surfing around social media. His arm size doubled, his leg size doubled. He's going
Yeah.
to start on injury reserve this year, so he's done for the first 4 games.
Yeah.
Um, there have been reports, and they have worked out with Anthony Walker Jr. He did play for the Colts a few years back. He was
Yeah.
number 50, went to 54. You know, he went to Cleveland, I think the
Mm.
Jags, the Brown. I did say the Browns. You know,
Mm.
they worked out with him. You know, he's not going to have a Pro Bowl year. He was never a Pro Bowler. He'll be a
Mm.
solid pickup for, the reserves,
Mm.
or since Jalen Jones is hurt. And they would have to take one of the four linebackers out. But I don't think you touch Joe that you got from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Sawyer is gone, is staying. Uh, Luby, I think, is gone.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, that's probably him. Is probably he's probably gone.
Mm.
Luby is
Yeah.
out of the four because McGrone has had solid preseason snaps. Like he looked good, so I think
Yeah.
he's staying.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad. So, like these new pickups, do you believe at least like the ones I just named, Xavier and stuff? How do you feel though in the drops that just recently happened? Are we dropped a lot of our younger guys that Ballard picked up and drafted, and
I
how
think that
does
goes
that
back.
feel? How does also that feel too? Like that also kind of feels like a writing on the wall, like a couple of things when it comes to
Oh,
that
he's
stuff
he's
as
giving
well.
up. Like
Yeah,
how I said about AR, they're giving up a little bit. You know, they could
yeah.
say, oh no, they're trying to protect their jobs.
Oh no,
That's what
that's
it comes down to.
100%. That's not like that's not a debate. That's for sure.
And
But
I think this has shown that it's either,
but
the new owners, the daughters, have came in was like, yo, you've got to fix this. We need to win a season. And I think, it's like, oh no, we got these young guys like Juju Brents. Come on now. He
well,
got injured. Like
they
that's
cut ties with everybody. Well, they're just cutting ties with a lot of our rookies, and same with
same.
Anthony Richardson. They just don't want to say that they missed the biggest one that they don't want to say they missed on was Richardson. And I think that's how they kind of feel with it right now. And I think that's why I'm saying the writing on the wall was when they kind of signed Daniel Jones and the decision kind of already was made, even if Anthony Richardson made all the right passes and did all the right things, which I understand your anger from earlier. And because towards the organization and that factor, because I
Yeah, it
do
wasn't
believe it
against
is a
you. It
little
wasn't
bit.
against you. I was
But
just anger
but
against the
at the
organization.
same time, I don't think it's that. I feel like that's so. It makes it very black and white because I think there's more things to it than that. That's for sure. But I don't. It's just kind of crazy. And so I think that with the rookie drops and stuff, I think but with our cornerbacks and our secondary, it has made us stronger in that factor. I think our secondary is stronger than what it was before. I would
I
say
don't think
so
so.
with Cam Ward. Well, so yeah, Cam Ward with Bynum. I do believe so, and picking
Cam
up Xavier
Mormon, Cam
Howard
Warren, Byman,
and Kenny
Jalen
Moore,
Jones, Kenny Moore.
Valen. Those are
Yeah.
good. I mean, I think that's pretty good secondary right
You
there.
got four, you've got an old man basically You got a young cat, two guys that have been proven that are getting up in age.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the guy that you got from Minnesota. Then you got an undrafted guy.
Mm-hmm.
Should stay with Kenny Juju Brents or Sam Womack.
I'm not a big Juju Brent. As much as I wanted to be a fan of Juju Brent's, he's very injury prone. And anytime that I did see him play, it wasn't anything too spectacular. Anyways, he'd
He
usually
was
get cooked.
solid. He was solid.
Not as
Like I mean, he
solid
did.
as I would say. Like I would say, Flowers was more solid than Juju Brents because I saw more freaking plays with him in it than
Yeah,
Juju did.
because that's the problem with the past defense coordinator. He didn't play a lot of the young guys.
So,
We saw that with
well,
Latu last year. Latu had like 5 sacks, 5.5 sacks,
because
and we didn't see him a lot.
that defensive that room is large, dude. He's got a lot of
Well,
people in
Sam,
it.
well, S- Samson Ebukam did not play last year. You had Lewis that kind of shouldn't be playing. It's just that last year, the past few years, people in this league, you can look at the Bulls too,
Hmm.
when they had, Derrick Rose. I don't know who's the guys, it was that coach,
Tom Thibodeau.
Tom Thibodeau. He didn't like to play rookies. He didn't.
Mhm.
There's some coaches out here that just don't like to play rookies. They like the
Well,
vets.
I don't know how you can say that when we started Anthony Richardson out
Well,
there.
I'm talking about the defense. Some people don't like to play rookies. And just because you're an
Yeah.
offense coordinator and you're playing Anthony Richardson doesn't mean, you have a say to, oh, Juju Brent's been playing good, play him. It's not the same thing.
It depends it depends on the situation, dude.
I think a lot should have played more. It comes down to people want to play veteran guys or people they like. Because, granted, I mean, you got to listen. Like, it's a job. At the end of the day, you're gonna walk in. Sometimes people walk in, they hire with who they want to hire.
Hmm.
Like there's multiple stories. They come in, yo, my buddy Frank needs a job. They fire Frank. It's a business. People are gonna come in. They're gonna hire who they want to hire, pick who they want to pick, play who they want to play. Oh, he's a rookie. He doesn't know much. Has 5.5 sacks. He didn't
Hmm.
play that much. Oh, hey, he's a rookie. Let's put him out in coverage, even though he's a lineman. He's getting to
Hmm.
the pass rusher. Like, come on.
Hmm.
I think I think Laruma is gonna be pretty good.
Well, why'd you feel that way, dude? I do believe I just don't I think rookies I do believe majority of the time it is more usually rookies don't play often. I mean that's usually the fact of the matter anyways. And when they do, it's usually because they're really spectacular like they're like the Kobe Bryants or the Michael
They
Jordans.
should they should
Unless
play
you're a quarterback, that's a whole different position and doing that stuff,
like
but
putting it's
running
like
back.
putting shots up. It's in football, it's about reps. In basketball, it's about putting shots up.
Well, yeah,
People
I
need
get it. That's
reps.
reps too. But yeah, I agree. But the thing is, I mean, it's just not going to happen as a rookie in the NFL, regardless of who you are, unless you're a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bean Bryant, or whoever you need to be,
I
unless you're a
think you should at
quarterback.
least try to play rookies in
I
special
agree. You
teams,
need
or
to,
if you're up by a lot,
but they
you're
also
losing
needed
by a
to,
lot.
develop. That's the truth.
Yeah, and
The
you
defensive
so
schemes are different than from college to the NFL level,
I
dude.
mean, it did take Nick Cross 3 years to get this
Exactly.
started. 3 years to get the starting job.
Yep. But okay. Anyways, enough about the Colts because I feel like we've gotten a lot about it. There has been a lot of information about the Colts, but I feel like we've kind of covered a lot of that. We want to talk about the Pacers and touch base on that a little bit. Not too much has been going on, but just the departure of our assistant coach, Mike Weinar, and hiring of the new coach, assistant coach Johnny Carpenter, who was also actually the former Dallas Mavericks assistant coach with Rick Carlisle in his tenure with the Dallas Mavericks when he won his championship as head coach over there. So I really like this pickup, honestly. But the thing is, it's sad to see Mike Weiner go. He was a very, very amazing assistant coach. He actually tweeted out that he's retiring this year after coaching the Pacers and coaching his NBA tenure and everything. He's retiring. Great coach, so high off the energy. Every time I'd watch the Pacers play, he'd be honestly have more energy than Rick sometimes, majority of the time, going down and running down the court more than Rick. It's awesome to see that we get to see Johnny Carpenter come from that same fish in that net from the Dallas Mavericks, and um, I just don't know. I really want to see how his style and implementation of being an assistant coach helps, because I feel like the Pacers have a really tight knit family when it comes to assistant coaches and stuff like that, and you see them because I mean you'll see Coach Busek and Rick Carlisle and Halliburton at a Fever game. I mean that's a tight knit community, so I really hope Johnny Carpenter can mold and mend into that. I don't know how you feel about the whole situation, but
As long as
yeah.
they get us the win.
Yeah,
I
that's the
like
same
Rick.
here.
I like
That's how I feel
wherever
about
he
that
puts
too.
on his coaching staff, I trust.
Yeah, I
I do
agree.
like how Rick does. I do like how Rick doesn't show any excitement and stuff, because that's what Larry Bird did. It'd be a great shot. Larry Bird threw over there just like
Yeah,
stone
I
face.
know, but and that's what I'm saying.
But
And
Larry Bird
it's
also got mad. I like that. I like that old school.
hmm
I like
But
that.
like really, honestly, for the Pacers, that was like the big thing that really hit them this week, in these past couple weeks, and it is sad to see. I mean, Halliburton got off his boot, which is awesome. Which is crazy. Speedy recovery prayers. It is insane to see that he's out of that boot already for an Achilles tear. Doesn't mean that he's going to play. It's sad to see, but still, as just great to see him out that boot. But in other news, some team that is in season with a whole bunch of other boots coming in is the Indiana Fever. We haven't covered them in a couple, like I said, in a little bit since episode 4 to this episode, but injuries between Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, and Clark is still out, sadly. If you want to talk about injuries for the Colts, I mean, talk about the Fever, man. It's honestly very, very sad to see them that much injured during this time, especially heading to playoffs. And I don't even think they're going to make it.
I saw
Um,
a post that said that Kate Clark is a bust due to injuries, and I almost flipped my mind.
Yeah, I
So
mean, that is crazy, absolutely wild. And both Cunningham, Colson, and Ari had season-ending injuries. Cunningham with an MCL tear, McDonald with a broken bone in a right foot, and then Colson with a left ACL tear. So they probably won't be playing until next season, and if they do play next season, they probably won't play until 20, 15 games in, which is very, very sad to see. Also, Chloe Bibby has the trade that we got, has soreness in her left knee and was not playing in the game right before they traveled to go face the Minnesotan Lynx. And the best possible news that we can get out of this is Caitlin was participating in last Sunday's team shoot around, and she was going through
keep her out.
non-contact drills, and she'll hopefully have a timetable to return soon.
Just keep her out.
But yeah, I think that's what everybody is basically saying at this point. She probably, at the very least, might play the last 2 games, but it's sad to see though, because this Indiana Fever team, if kept healthy, was going to honestly probably win a championship. I do believe that. What are your thoughts?
Just keep her out. I mean, you gotta save for next year. Everybody's injured. Sometimes you just gotta wrap it up a little early.
Yeah.
Sucks to say, but sometimes you just gotta do that.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree. It's just, but like with everybody, even with Cunningham, Colson, and Ari, like how do you? It's just like delving into contract. I don't even know what I need to look up their contract situations because, like, in all honesty, with those type of injuries, I mean, one being MCL, one being an ACL. I mean, that's very, very tough. Like, it's just like when it comes to salary cap and building around Caitlin, it's going to be very interesting for these next couple years because due to these injuries, um, I don't know. I just want to hopefully we keep on. They finish out this season doing at least somewhat decent. It's right now they'll be playing. Let's see, who do they play next?
I just
They
want to say before we lose time, AR will start week 5. If not, We're gonna have a new regime next year. You know, try to love the Colts players you like now, like the Forrest Buckner, Kenny Moore, Pittman, Alex Pierce, people like that, because we're gonna have a whole different regime next year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the pace. Okay. Cool. This guy is the most. He is very half empty when it comes to
Half empty? No,
these
I'm
type
just
of these
upset.
these type of
I'm also really
situations.
sick, so
With these
I'm
type of
really
situations, he gets overly exerts himself.
I'm also like coming off of sickness, so I do not care
But
about
Indiana Fever are 20-18. They're sixth in their conference. If they do make the playoffs, they'll probably be a first round exit due to injury, sadly.
yeah, wrap it up.
But they will be playing the Fever. Will be playing the Sparks today at 10 o'clock. We will see how that happens. And yeah, I would have to say, but that has really been all the sports news that has been really go on right now. Anything else you would like to say, Keegan, before we end this podcast and this episode?
Start picking what quarterback you want next year.
I would say have faith in your team and try to at least make the best of
I
situations.
love the Colts. I love the Colts. I'm just gonna say that. But man, I'm sick of this quarterback. Sick of these quarterback conversations.
All
Get to
right.
the young guy. I rather have my faith in a young guy than an old man.
Well, it's not an old man, but this
He's
is
older than us, so
this
he's an
is
old
in the
man.
bank podcast. We're not that old, anyways. This is in the bank podcast
I'm
with yours
22.
truly, Jacob Wilbanks and Keegan Jackson.